Live in my dressing gown from my bedroom for another episode of Asexualise, my sexual life. Yes, this is indeed Winnie the Pooh dressing gown, which I love. I've got a different coloured cord with it because I like to be quirky and different. And in today's episode, I want to talk to you about what is growth, friends. So if you've just joined me on this channel, this is a place to be for education about asexuality. Please hit that big subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I post a new video or go live like I'm doing tonight. Yes, tonight marks the 3-month anniversary of me live streaming consistently every single day, even though I've been really ill lately, for 3 solid months on this channel now. Every single day a new free live stream video. I'm here to help you with any queries or questions you have about asexuality. Oh, that's okay, Michael. Yeah, my internet's been a bit dodgy lately myself, so I don't know what's going on. Like earlier on, I was worried about my iPad because it froze. Like nothing, no icons or anything would work. But I left it alone and it came back to life, and I've been so busy today. So what I've been doing today is, a lot of people don't realise that besides asexuality, I do a lot of other things. And as you know, I've been really poorly. My chest is feeling a lot more clearer today. I haven't been coughing as much. So I've been feeling a bit better, and I've got loads and loads of stuff to catch up on. And I managed to do 18 blog posts for my beatredundancyblues.wordpress.com blog. Most people obviously on this channel won't know that I do some other blogs as well. They might have known of my quirky books .wordpress.com blog as well, possibly, because I do bring up asexuality quite a bit on there, because I talk about the articles I've been in. I talk about some stuff to do with asexual relationships and dating on there sometimes. So some people do find me through that. And recently a guy found me on my Beat Redundancy Blue Twitter account, actually, and he's asexual. He lives in London. He said he's never met or spoke to another asexual in his life before, and I think he found me from my quirky books blog post about asexuality, but it was shared to my Beat Redundancy Blues Twitter account. So I'm kind of all over the place, but people don't even realise that I do have to do all this other stuff. They think I just do asexual stuff, but asexuality has been my main focus for 3 years, since 2015. So that's what I've mostly done. But today I spent the whole day, well, hours and hours, I just got them finished, 18 blog posts that I created and scheduled for my beatredundancyblues.wordpress.com blog, which is an inspirational blog. And that took a lot of doing, I tell you. That's the most I've ever done in a whole day before, and it's just like mind-blowingly good. I've got to praise myself for that. If you watched previous videos recently, in life you have to praise yourself, because if you don't, then you can start to lose your way and feel a bit monotonous, and like, you know, you're lacking that sort of self-love. And if you're doing and achieving a lot and you're not actually thankful and grateful to yourself for achieving it, and you're not praising yourself, it can feel like you're not really doing anything much, and what's the point? So it's really good. So I'm so pleased. 18 blog posts in a day is the best I've ever done in my life. You know, most I've done before that is 11, and that was a couple of weekends. Well, was it last weekend or the weekend before I did that? After I'd had a really good break, actually, from doing anything. So yeah, I was so proud of myself. But one of the very last blog posts, because I scheduled them up to the 6th of February next year, was all about growth, friends. Well, it's about 3 different types of friends, and it was to do with a video that a famous entrepreneur called Brendan Burchard has put out there, that says about 3 different types of friends. But I just particularly wanted to draw attention to growth friends. Now, growth friends are friends that help you to grow, develop, or nurture yourself or your life even more. And I've got some friends like this, a couple of friends like this, who aren't asexual, but I really, really deeply wanted to touch on my asexual friends, particularly the ones I've made this year, because I really feel I've turned a corner in my life this year that I haven't done before. With the amount of friends I've got in 1 year, I know to people it probably doesn't sound loads, but you know, I've got 3 genuinely more good best friends this year, you know, and And Andy watches this channel. He's one of them. And there's Sam, who's my BFF. And there's also Levi, otherwise known as Livius. And he also watches the channel. And I consider those three guys my best asexual guy friends. And Mordecai, who is also my best friend. And there's Martin, who also watches the channel. They're all sort of my best friends. But these three guys that I mentioned first of all are the ones that I'll probably spend the most time with. Like, online, we spend the most time, we're always messaging each other, you know, me, Andy, Sam and Levi, otherwise known as Livius. We're always messaging each other and keeping in touch, and that feels like such a close friendship. I've never ever experienced friendship love like it, and the way it's helping each other to grow is by encouraging each other, supporting each other. And, you know, and when we do well on something, we praise each other, you know, so we're always lifting each other up, and we like spending time with each other. We enjoy each other's company, and we're all our own person in our own right. We're all our own individual selves, and we thrive being individuals, but as a team as well. And I've never experienced such close friendship love. Like, these are the guys that I can rely on, you know. I know they're going to be there for me. I mean, one of them, Livius, I think he said he wants to move in the future, so that'll be a bit sad, as in he probably won't be in the UK forever and a day, and I already miss him because I do get quite close to my friends, but I think he will always keep in contact online anyway. And these three guys, you know, they are spread about a bit throughout the UK, so that makes life a little bit more harder. But one of them lives closer to me than the other two, so I think we'll see each other a bit more, which will be great. But the growth friends are so important to have because, you know, like Brendan was explaining about, you have friends that you just like basically speak to like once in a blue moon. Those from your past you might have gone to school with that might message you or just be friends with you online but never really speak to you. You have the people who are friends that you send just a Christmas card to once a year or maybe phone each year. But the growth friends are the ones that help empower and enhance your life, and you kind of feel this deep love, friendship love with them, for them and around them, and they help you to grow as a person by supporting you, encouraging your dreams, sharing ideas with each other, asking each other questions. You know, I really feel that these three guys this year that have all sort of come into my life this year are just like, whoa, you know, I've got three good guys there, and they are role models in my life for what a good friend looks like. You know, I have a female bestest friend who, you know, I've known for 6 years now. She's not asexual. She is also amazing and an incredible person, and she always encourages me in my goals, ambitions and dreams. You know, when some other people might think they seem absurd, she like, you know, she's always like optimistic that things will get better, that life will be great, that, you know, she loves me, and she loves me for the strong person I am, which is wonderful. You know, so I just want to share with you what growth friends are and say how important it is that you try and find these people in your life. Like, it hasn't been an easy journey for me. When I was at school, I hardly had any friends. And in the end, primary school, I had none, you know. Well, I had one that was sort of not in school. She wasn't my friend later on because we were different ages. But I had one that was friends with me outside of school, but the one that was meant to be my friend in my primary school, you know, that ended quite horribly. So, and I've always found it hard to make friends. But, you know, since more asexuals have come into my life this year, and more that are open and honest with me, I've had more friends that I've got in 1 year than I've probably ever had, like, throughout a number of years, if you know what I mean. And I believe these guys are genuinely good guys, and that's why I care about them so much, you know. I think they're all so beautiful in their own right, and, you know, they're really empowering and they really support me. And so if you're struggling in your life right now and you feel that you haven't really got any friends around you that will lift you up and that will enhance your life in some way, you know, try and find at least one friend that will do that, you know. Try and find those people that are willing, you know, to spend time with you, even if it's just online for a significant amount. Because, you know, sadly, asexuals are spread out around the globe and around the world and around the country. So it's not always possible for us to spend tons of time together. But if these people are consistently messaging you And, you know, if you want to be a growth friend to someone else, then do so. But it does require consistency. And this is where a lot of asexuals tend to fall down, I find. And people in general, not just asexuals, is that, you know, they'll keep a friendship going for a little while and then they will just like drop it, or they'll keep the conversation going for a tiny bit and then that's it. But I think partly it's probably because they find it hard to relate to each other. But, you know, asexuality gives us that common ground that otherwise we wouldn't normally have, you know, and it just really helps so much. And I just find it amazing. I find it does bring me together with people that I never thought I'd ever be friends with, or never even dreamt I'd have this many friends. I know it's not a lot, but to me, it's a lot. To have 3 more good quality friends in 1 year, to me, is amazing. It's like an immense experience. It's like one of the best experiences of my life. And it's actually really helped me to, you know, like go away from more bad relationships, or you know, be able to see guys more. Some of these guys that have come into my life saying, promising, you know, the earth and world, or saying I love you and all the rest of it, you know, it helps me to see that a lot of them aren't genuine guys. You know, they're just talking the talk, they're not walking the walk, because they don't genuinely care about me, you know, or maybe they're just not developed in their consciousness themselves as much as they should be, and they can't consciously be proper friends or loves with someone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, people develop themselves at different levels. People develop themselves on a deeper level than some. And I think that some people with some mental health difficulties can think much more deeply than other people, and that can actually be a good thing. You know, a lot of society doesn't tend to kind of look so favourably on people with mental health difficulties. But in my personal experience, some people, the ones that have mental health difficulties that don't harm other people. So in my life, I've come across people in my past that have had mental health difficulties that will harm others. I can't be doing with those in my life. I don't need that. I don't need the worry, the insecurity, the being on edge, the not knowing if they're going to turn around and hurt me at any minute. I don't need those people in my life. I wish them well, and I wish them to get the help they need and for them to be much better. Okay, but I'm not professional and I don't need to deal with that. But, you know, I have people who come to my meetups that have got mental health difficulties, and some of my bestest asexual friends have some mental health difficulties, you know, and I really relate to them because, you know, I've had mental health difficulties in the past and I still have some level of anxiety. And so when I talk to them, like, the way they speak to me is pretty much normal for me because I'm used to that type of thinking. But I also think some people with mental health difficulties, the ones that aren't out to harm other people, or don't, you know, accidentally continue to harm other people, I think those types of people can have a really deep level of mental capacity that other people can't comprehend. You know, it's like their brain can think more deeply. It can think about things that you wouldn't normally be able to think about as an average human, if you know what I mean. I think some people with mental health difficulties can actually use far more than 10% of their brain. And I think this gives us like superpowers in a way. It helps us to be able to see and assess situations that other people can't. However, it can also lead you into being in more darkness, in the sense that no one else can see what you can see. No one else can feel or be what you experience. And I think that can also feel lonely and left out. But if you have like-minded people that can feel and think differently, and you do that too, and you're kind of on the same wavelength, I just feel that can be totally empowering, and it can help you really grow as a person, and it can help them grow as well. And growth friends, you kind of learn off each other, you develop off each other, you gain momentum off each other, you know, you really support each other, and you're there for each other in thick and thin, not just when everything's going well, but when things aren't going so well, you're there to cheer that person on, to tell them that, you know, that they're appreciated, that you care about them, that they're a wonderful human being, that they have done really well and are doing really well. You know, they're really making progress in their life. And I think those type of growth friends are what you really need in your life. You know, if you've got other types of friends, ones that are casual, ones that, you know, you might hear from once in a blue moon, once every few months, that is good, that's fine, but it's not gonna help you to grow as a person, or, you know, to develop you as a person. and you're gonna feel a bit like something's lacking friendship wise in your life. So try and get more growth friends. It can be hard, it's taken me a long time to get genuine friends, but it's through getting out of my own comfort zone that I've done that, because I couldn't even be in groups years ago. I had to be one-to-one all the time, consistently with people. I couldn't be in groups. So the most I could be in at college was with two guys. Me and two women just didn't get on. I just couldn't get on with women in groups. I have to admit that a lot of my asexual meetups do have mostly guys coming to them. I do invite women, but for some reason, a lot of them don't seem to be that reliable. They say they'll come and they never do, or they say they want to come but they don't take any action on it. And the ones that do come, they tend to come and then go again. And there's a few that just can't make it because it doesn't tie in with their life. They've need babysitters, they've got kids to look after, people with disabilities to look after, and it just doesn't fit in. And but I have to admit, most of my asexual friends are guys, so male guys are usually going to come anyway. And I just love having male friends. It kind of like helps me as well, because I am a hyper romantic. I do miss the romance, but when I've got really good male friends, it lessens that. It makes life a lot better and easier for me in that respect, because I have this beautiful friendship love that I constantly feel. It's kind of like I don't need got a romantic partner as much. I mean, I know I've still got a soulmate, which is great. I know I still have an asexual soulmate. I believe he's Indian. I'll keep saying that, I just do. I won't give up on that. I can't give up on that, because I believe my intuition is right. A lot of the time I go away from my intuition. I don't, but I can't go away from it. It's in my body. It's constantly saying you have the soulmate. But right now I'm in a much better place. I'm in a much better place mentally, because I have these beautiful asexual friends who I feel love for, and we've been communicating more regularly, and it just feels really, really good, because when you don't see them in person, it is difficult. It's kind of like you miss them, and you kind of miss that warmth and that bond and that connection. But if you do keep in contact online a lot, then I feel that it's really good, because it helps you to stay connected. It helps you to feel their love and warmth through their words. And I do really appreciate that in them. So I just wanted to touch on what growth friends was and give you a lot more insight. And I know I've talked quite a lot about mental health as well, because I want you to see there are positives to being friends with someone that has mental health issues. Obviously some people that have mental health problems, their problems are so big that you can't take them on yourself. You can't be there for them all the time. You can't have this growth friend, because some people that got mental health problems, they are not willing to grow themselves. All these people that are my friends, they're willing to grow themselves, they're willing to change, they're willing to adapt, they're willing to become better people. But if you have people with mental health problems that aren't willing to change, they don't want to change, and they're constantly being negative, then that's not a growth friend. That's not going to help you. Yes, you may feel sorry for them. Yes, you may help them when you can. But if you keep being around that type of person, you will find that you end up becoming that type of person, if you know what I mean. For example, a long time ago, I was friends with an asexual person who suffered with anxiety. Now, I manage my anxiety really well. I don't have as much anxiety as I used to. And I'm still, I've still got friends that have anxiety, but I understand them. But all the friends that I have anxiety, so my close friends, they're all wanting to change their life. They're all wanting to prove it. They're all wanting to make it better. They're all dealing with it. They're all getting out and about. They're all going into the world. When I'm around them, it's not all doom and gloom. It's not like that at all, in fact, But there are some people that have, like I said, that the person who had anxiety that I was friends with, I ended up becoming anxious person. I ended up starting to get panic attacks that I didn't have before. Because, I was just hearing them all the time on a regular basis, and it was just too much for me. In the end, we're not friends anymore, that wasn't actually why the friendship ended, but in the back of my mind, that was a good reason not to be friends anymore, if you know what I mean. As much as I respect the person, they were a person that really believed that their life couldn't change. They wanted to change in a way because they were seeing a therapist, but they weren't really, in their mind, they were just closed all the time, and so I really appreciate that some people are going through huge struggles, and I've been there myself, But, you know, you have to recognise in your life when you have moved on and where you need growth friends. And even, you know, the growth friends are the ones that might have their own issues and problems, but they are willing to work on them, and they are working on them. And that's what helps you grow and them grow, because you see each other, you know, working through their struggles, working through your struggles. You see them trying to improve their life, trying to make things better. You might see them in darkness for a couple of weeks and then they come out into the light. You might see that, you know, that life isn't always good for them, which it's not ever going to be. But if you're around friends who are constantly negative all the time and literally, you know, bringing you down. I mean, I have one friend who I can't say too much about, who's online, and she looks up to me a lot. But, you know, lately the negativity every time I speak to her with what's going on in her life, I really feel for her. And that's why, you know, I want to be there for her. But being ill lately myself, I can't be, you know, all the time, because it's too much for me, you know, constantly hearing what's going on, which is reminding me of my past all the time, is not good for me. It's not healthy for me. It doesn't, I mean, she's not friends with me to help me in any way. It's definitely just that, you know, like, she does love me in that friendship sense, but, you know, and I care about her a lot. But, you know, there comes a time in your life when sometimes you have to say, no, I can't help you anymore, because that person just isn't listening to you, no matter how much advice or help or care you give. You know, it's the same thing going round and round in circles all the time. And if it reminds you of a bad thing in your past constantly and it's always popping up, you know, it's not healthy for you. That isn't a growth friend. That's a friend who needs you for because they need you, you know. And I love helping people, but it gets to a point where you have to help yourself. Like, I had to say no to that person yesterday because it was just too much. I'm like, I'm sick, you know. I'm a lot better today, but I was quite poorly yesterday. In terms of, like, you know, yesterday morning, I couldn't stop coughing. I was just constantly coughing. When I say yesterday morning, this is sorry, that was Friday going into Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, I was like literally coughing from like 4 o'clock in the morning to 7:30. When there's someone saying, oh, can you help me? Like, I'm going out shopping to get some food for myself, which is a necessity, you know? And it's good for me to get out and I need to get some fresh air. You know, when someone's saying, can you help me? And it's the same thing that I've kept saying to them over and over again. It's like, no, I can't anymore. Sorry. You know what I mean? There's just only so much you can do. And, you know, sometimes you have to say no because you have to maintain your own sanity. And if I say yes to her all the time, you know, when other people need my help as well, and when I need to be strong for others, it drains me of energy. You know, I am an extrovert, and extroverts tend to get their energy from other people. But anyone, choose whether you're extrovert or introvert, you know, obviously particularly when you're introvert, but whether you're introvert or extrovert, if you hear negativity constantly whenever that person talks to you, you know, it's going to get you down. It's going to drain you of energy, especially if it's a situation they're in that you've been in the past that you got out of, that you really don't want to keep hearing about because it gives you flashbacks to then. You know, you need to sort of like look after yourself. You know, that's the only thing you can do is look after yourself and say no after a while, because, you know, I'm here for a lot of people in life, not just one person, you know. And if that person's drained my energy, I'm getting drained of energy. I'm in no fit state to look after myself or others, you know, and I'm trying to get better at the moment. I mean, I've worked really hard on blog posting, as you've heard from the beginning of this video. 18 in one day is just my world record, for myself so far. So that was hard, you know. And now I do need to rest and chill, you know. But I've had to do that because I have to catch up, you know. I've got newsletters. I didn't write one single newsletter, I don't think, like asexual newsletter last month. I'm supposed to do 2 a month, right? I've been ill for basically half a month, you know, nearly a couple of weeks. And, well, almost. You can hear my voice is going again. So, you know, I've been ill because obviously the injury happened 2 weeks ago this Tuesday, that someone fell on my foot. And then I got sick with the chest infection. As you can see, my voice is going again. So, you know, I just need to chill out after I've done all that hard graft with the blog post. But I'm behind with the other stuff I need to do. But all I've decided to do is part of my recovery is to do one thing at a time, you know, but do a lot of one thing at a time to block it time out to sort that out, you know. So when I next do newsletters, I'll perhaps do a few at a time. I've not really done that much before, you know. I want to get a few lined up so that I can actually, you know, like not worry about it. I'm very concerned that I haven't done a newsletter for a month. It's not very good of me to do that. But at the end of the day, I'd rather come back stronger, and I'd rather give a direct focus to something. I'd rather take things one step at a time than rush into doing everything, you know, and just flatten myself out again. I mean, to do an 18 blog posts a day is like, it's a lot, you know. I have to keep myself prepped, keep going, you know. It is hard work, even though it's work I enjoy because it's blog posts and it's writing. I love it, you know, and it does make me feel good. And the stuff I'm blogging about, because it's an inspirational blog, it does make me feel good. And that's how I can keep doing a lot better, you know. I've got like I had earlier 4 blog posts still to do, and it's a lot. It's like, oh my goodness me, and my target was to finish it before the end of the day. You know, I think now I'm probably just going to go and watch another movie to chill out to, but I might go to the cinema tomorrow if my voice holds out. But I don't know, if I start coughing, I can't go to the cinema, you know. I have to wait another week because Mondays is a special day. But I wanted to kind of reward myself for all the time and effort I put in today by watching a movie. I wanted to see one last week, you know. So anyway, I hope this video has been useful, helpful, and insightful for you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. It really helps these videos get up in the search engines more. It helps raise awareness of more asexuality. You know, like, it helps raise awareness of asexuality and of my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, that's really good. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it just, you know, helps me to keep creating these videos, because the more you like them, the more I keep doing them. I mean, 3 months non-stop. I don't know one other person on the whole planet so far that has done 3 months non-stop live streaming on any channel. I might be wrong. If you know someone, please leave them in the comments. That's fine. But I don't know of any single person that's done that. I don't even know any business that's done that, or entrepreneur or freelancer or whatever's done that at the moment. So anyway, until next time, embrace your quirky and each other. Thanks very much for tuning in. If you've got any comments in between videos, as always, please leave them down below. Thanks for supporting me and this channel. I really appreciate it so much. And I will see you on the next video. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below, and please hit the bell icon to get notified of every time I post a new video or go live. Until next time, like I always say, embrace your quirky and each other's, and I'll see you on another live stream or a video. Take care. Bye. Oh, and we've already gone into October now, so happy October. Take care. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Michael.